Okay, on Saturday night, the CSF came back to town. Saw some wrestling live with the CSF, Combat Sports Federation, All-Star Wrestling. I'll show you the ticket. There is the ticket. And yeah, 5 matches on the show. Unfortunately, I can't really remember lots of detail about it and some of the wrestlers' names. Yeah, sorry about that. But it was a great show. But even more than that, though, me and some of my friends went backstage afterwards, met some of the wrestlers, and I took a few moves in the ring. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it, really. I mean, it's something I've always been curious of. I think if you're a wrestling fan, you're always curious to see what, like, a certain move feels like, or what it's like in the ring. I mean, we were in there while they were in the process of taking the ring down, and my mate Tris, he took a body slam or so, and then, like, I was a bit reluctant, you know, but then, like, I took a chop off of Robbie Everest, I think his name is, or Lee Everest, and yeah, it stings. I still feel a bit of the welt there, and then I took a few body slams as well. Fucking mental. I don't know. Tris has filmed all of this, basically me, like, being a bit of a jobber and stuff, and I can't wait to see it. As soon as it's up on YouTube, I'll put a link in the box. But yeah, I took a few body slams and a few leg drops off the second rope. I took a clothesline as well and a low blow, and it was interesting. Yeah. I could still walk afterwards, so that was the main thing. I mean, I felt a little bit sore yesterday. Still got a bit of a weird feeling there as well. But yeah, taking a body slam, that really takes the wind out of you for a bit. I think like, James Baker, one of the wrestlers there, said that I landed a bit funny, like, on my side. He said, like, you're meant to take them as a flat back bump kind of thing, just straight on your back, and I don't think I did for one of them. I don't even know if I did for all of them, to be honest. I mean, by that point, I'd had, like, a few drinks or whatever, and I think part of that, like, made me feel a bit braver to take all this abuse. Because, I don't know, if I was sober, I might have, like, been a bit too reluctant and maybe hurt myself. But I trusted them guys. They're all really cool people. Stu's a great organiser, the CSF, and I was like Will Williamson, Dave Mercy, James Baker, all good wrestlers. I'll try and, like, talk about the card itself. First match was Jim Ferguson and Will Williamson. And Jim Ferguson, if you saw, like, my videos about it about a year or two ago, he had this kind of, like, Adonis character that had a hint of Jesse Ventura, but he has the kind of look of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, which is handy. Yeah, but this time he had a bit of a King of the Ring gimmick. So he, like, went to the ring in a robe and a crown, and he was, like, heel, berating the crowd, all fun. And then there's Will Williamson coming out with a lady, and he had, like, a kind of hip-hop gimmick. Definitely got the crowd going. It's just quite a fun match, really. Basically, Jim Ferguson heel beating up on Will Williamson. Will sells really well, I think. I mean, just the expressions and the way he falls down, looks like he's, like, taking a beating. This ended on some DQ thing for some reason, which is a bit strange. Then afterwards, Jim got a bit angry. The referee then got a bin from outside and whacked Will on the head with it. So yeah, that was, like, the first time I'd, like, seen a weapon shot in in real life at a wrestling event, which is pretty strange, but yeah, was cool. And then there's the second match, which I think was my favourite match, if I remember the rest. Seb Deluxe versus Gideon for their title. Had a really nice flow to it. Both of them could move really well. Seb Deluxe busted out some spots. He busted out like a middle of the rope blockbuster, and that was damn cool. Yeah, and that was my favourite match. Sorry for the lack of detail. Saturday night after the wrestling event, I actually went out to town, like, 'cause it was one of my friend's birthdays, and didn't get a lot of sleep that night, I should say. But yeah, third match. Sorry, I can't remember the wrestlers' names. One of them had kind of like Kane tights. He was pretty good heel. You know, jesting with the crowd. Pretty cool match. And it also included a Canadian destroyer, if I remember correctly, which was really cool. Definitely good to see a move like that live, for sure. I mean, they really pulled out all the stops, and I don't think they got as big a crowd as they deserve. I mean, the organiser, Stu, was telling me in Tris that like they pull in quite a bit in different towns in the area, so we'll definitely have to like check them out there. Then after the break, there was the fourth match. Dave Mercy, great wrestler. This is Lee, I think it's Lee Everest or Robbie Everest, and it's good. This was like a cool kind of like British wrestling match. Reminded me of the kind of stuff on World of Sport. You know, not the like shit with like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and that, but like the kind of Robbie Brookside, Fit Finlay style. A lot of mat wrestling and chops. Really good stuff. I loved it. And the match after that was the main event, and it had Alex Steele. Yes, Alex Steele, brilliant wrestler. Like, has a great character about him. You know, has that kind of cocky, cheeky ass heel persona, and he like talks some trash on the mic to Taunton, saying, "I'm the counsellor of Taunton." He like basically channeled the spirit of IRS for that promo. It was great, and it's like taking off. He had like 3 pairs of shades, and oh, it was great. And his tag team partner was the guy from before that I can't remember, with the cane-like tights. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they were against basically the hometown boys, which was James Baker and Rob Forsyth, I think his name is, or Dave Forsyth. And yeah, just a pretty cool like tag match with Forsyth basically being dominated, and at times like Alex Steele and the other guy were like being all cowardly and like going for hugs, you know, getting that kind of heat there. And it was just a good fun match. James Baker came in, cleared house, and it was just a good fun back and forth tag match, for sure. And it was a really good show. I really appreciate the CSF Wrestling organisation. I can't wait to see them again in about a month's time. Lots of people that are on the roster last 2 times I've seen them weren't there this time. I don't know what happens to their roster, but it was cool. They have like a good array of wrestlers. They know how to put on a good show. So if you hear of the CSF Superstar Wrestling organisation and you're in Britain, go along and see them, because they put on a damn good show. And I'm watching Extreme Rules at the moment, WWE Extreme Rules, and the show on Saturday like just eclipsed that. And of course the experience of like taking some moves afterwards and meeting the wrestlers like just eclipses a lot of things. Definitely like a lifelong thing, me wanting to know how a few moves felt and all that. And Tristram should be uploading a video of that soon, so hopefully we can see how well I took them. I know I'm still in a little bit of pain now, but it's all good. I have big respect for wrestling and it's cool. Yeah, so check the CSF out. That's my motto of the day. Cheers.